Time for another video, freestyle. Probably more. This video probably more in line with some dating stuff. But yeah, I was just thinking about something just now about chicks I tried to talk to online years ago. I'm talking about like back in 2006, 2007 when I first started messing with dating apps. There was a site called Crush Spot. Back in the day. Black Planet. Tagged, High Five, and all them stuff. High Five and Tag. Well, Tag is around now. High Five got merged back into them. They was basically the same website, same company. Tagged and highfive.com. But yeah, I was just looking at some of these chicks online, man. I remember back in the day when I first started hitting up chicks. Chicks used to talk about they used to act like they want to say they ain't desperate and all this. I'm just online temporary. Even back then, I knew that's where the dating thing was going online because it was convenient. You had chicks talking about I don't do this often. Like, the guys is weird online. No, it's the same dudes. It's the same guys that you meet in the club, on the street, in schools, the library, just out and about. They're the same old guys. See, the thing about online, it's not that the guys weird. They just say what the hell they probably wouldn't say in person. See, that's why a lot of you women, y'all be thinking guys be weird online. No, it's the same dudes you meet out on the street. The same old guys. Who you think these guys? They don't live inside the internet. But just online, you can kind of get away with saying things. Just putting it all on the line, saying what you think it might get you in. But a lot of that is just guys. They haven't mastered the online thing. They don't have the patience to kind of really communicate online. They just see a bunch of dolled up chicks online, and they just be trying to shoot their shot in the most aggressive way. But if you've been doing an online thing for a while, you know that stuff don't really work. I have aggressive lines that I spew, online, but they're not like, it's kind of, it alludes to sex, but it's not like straight direct. You can't really be direct online. Because a lot of chicks, they be dissing guys off impulse, man. That's why a lot of guys stop hollering at women on the street, me included. You heard it before. Guys be like, yeah, you just keep trying. No, but after a while, you like, man, no. Like, no, it ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it, especially if you broke off a couple of chicks before. Like, some dudes, they need to break off a whole lot of chicks to kind of get settled in, where they're not really pressed to get with chicks like that. But if you're a dude who need more chicks, or you ain't have enough experience, you're gonna be pressed to get dissed over and over again. You get tired of that, man. That kind of wear on your psyche, your mind, your self-esteem. Because see, the thing is, with things rolling off your shoulders, disses and all that, it's always the one that comes when you're not expecting it. And no matter how much you used to being dissed, when that one day comes, that one way, chicks can say things to kind of dig deep and cut deep. You're like, man, I wasn't even thinking about you like that, or I wasn't even thinking about this interaction like that. And when that's serious to me, chicks will say things in a way as if you desperate, or, and that's another thing too about chicks saying dudes is desperate. Chicks don't even realize, man, they diss themselves saying a dude is desperate. All right, if a dude is desperate and he talking to you and you calling them desperate for doing it. I mean, you any old damn thing to catch drug in. Never thought about that, did you? Oh, so you the type of chick who a desperate dude would talk to. See, man, people don't really think about what they say, man. They just throw things out. That's not what you would say to a guy if he talking to you. Ladies, why would you call him desperate? That mean he think you easy, or he think you the type of chick who a desperate guy would talk to. That's funny, man. But yeah, I've seen a lot of chicks over the years who was online, man. A lot of chicks I stepped to, well, I ain't stepped to, but I didn't text back in the day. And I got some numbers back in the day, but getting numbers was harder back in the day because my lines was kind of like too sexual. But then I was a smaller dude and I was younger, so it kind of worked. I still was able to break off chicks, on the first night. Some cute ones too. That's one thing too about looks, man. When you a lot of I would say a lot of success is based on how you look with women. Shit, back then my hair, it was different. I used to grow my hair long. I used to let it grow wild, but I kept it like my liner real neat, so it worked. It was thick, full hair. Shit changed, man. But it was kind of like how should I say my hair was like my my mid my mid late 20s, like a dude from not as long as his, but almost as a dude from The Wire. What's his name? The Hitman. Forget that nigga name. Nigga always killing people. Him and Snoop, putting them in that house. I used to keep it like that. They used to give me a lot of chicks though. I would get his name. I just had his name. I was just thinking about that dude. But yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris. I used to keep it like Chris back in the day. Line myself up, sharp ass lining. So I used to let it grow wild, keep it well oiled and clean. I used to give me a lot of chicks. I was about what, 30, 40 pounds lighter. So, so it made it easier for me to just get chicks, like, and smash on the first night. I still can do it, smash chicks on the first night. But, it get challenging when you put on weight. And I wouldn't even say, I would see the thing about going up in age and all that stuff. It kind of balances out because you still talk to kind of like the chicks who you like the age scale. Like say you was younger, you would talk to those chicks you talking now. So it's like it don't seem as bad as it is unless probably like in your 60s or something. Then the chicks you talking to gonna at least probably be around 40 in their 40s, early 40s. You probably have more success if you got your stuff together. You can probably pull some 30s, but it's gonna be like they're gonna be looking at you funny, or put you in the trick category. Cause I had chicks put me in the trick category. I'm in my late 40s, pushing 47. So I can still pull like women in their 20s. Usually they tend to be like in their late 20s. I probably can pull some teens, but I had to have my money a certain way to do that. See, that's the thing when you have your money tight, all that age stuff, being up in age, it don't really matter too much. But when I say money, right, I'm talking about some upper six figures. I ain't talking about no regular old six figures. But nowadays, man, shit, women my age and women in their 20s and and 30s, they looking good still. Body still tight. So they really like you missing out too much. Trying to get a chick in her early 20s, late teens, you ain't really missing too much. Even if you get a chick in her 30s, she's, a lot of chicks still looking good in their 30s, 40s. Body's still banging. But yeah, I see chicks that I seen online. They was better looking. Not even smash one broad out. I probably hurt her feelings a little bit. I don't know. I seen on Facebook. I was like, damn, what happened? I smashed her in one night. Some years ago, like before 2010, like 2009 or something. I was on Wayne State University computers. I was just typing. But back then, my game, I was a young spriter lad, I guess you could say. Still in my 20s, mid-20s. I think she probably wanted to get back at her boyfriend or something. Still worked for me. She came through, smashed her. Her body was banging. It was like she was slim, like a slim chick. Curves was hitting for her frame. Them clothes came out. I was like, That's what I was thinking. Then a bunch of children later, I guess she wanted to get back with her dude or something. And I want to get one off on me to try to have that on him. That's how chicks do. They had a bunch of children. And don't look like they're together, so that didn't work. But she like 4 kids later. She put on a lot of weight. She don't even look the same. Funny thing is, I was still smashed. That's the funny thing about it. But she don't look. Her body ain't tight like it was. She ain't slim. So that's one of them. I've seen chicks I ain't talked to. They ain't had kids. Now they got kids. They still out in the field, man. Still talking about what they're looking for. I just shake my head. Like, this is the same chick who thought she was too good for online dating in 2006, 2007. A lot of these chicks, man, they not new to online. You like some of you fellas, y'all might be younger than these chicks, but like 10 years, and y'all see these chicks online thinking that they new to the game. No, these chicks been online for a long time. And you still see them still looking for a dude. I knew that then. I knew chick was still gonna be online because you see it in your parent, your mother, your sister. Back then my sister was young. She didn't really have kids. Like, she did have a kid, 2 kids by then, but you see it growing up, man. That's a thing in the black community, man. Like, the crack epidemic, people, it just, we should have got them reparations, is what I'm saying. We would have been seated in a better situation to rear families. Wouldn't be out here struggling, trying to make ends meet. But that's another story off this topic. But yeah, I don't let none of that stuff these chicks saying online get to me no more. When I say no more, get to me no more, that's something like I've been over that. For years, over a decade. Like, man, these chicks, like guys, they live to Kevin Samuel. Right on. Like, some of that stuff is like, when I listened to Kevin Samuels, yeah, I agree with 99.99% of it, but it wasn't like no animosity or nothing. Like some other guys. It wasn't that from Kevin Samuels, I don't believe, even though a lot of chicks don't believe. It wasn't animosity from him, but a lot of guys were like, yeah, tell him how it is. I'm on no red pills type stuff with chicks, man. Fuck them and leave them on the side of the road. I wasn't on like AMS, alpha male strategy type stuff. Fuck them and leave them on the side of the road type stuff. I was kind of like almost lethargic to women in a sense, man. Like, it's the same old stuff. Everybody saying what they want. Each woman saying what they want. They're going to keep on saying it because they're not going to get it. Like you a woman saying what you want. That's not the kind of guys you want. You're not getting them. They're out your range, man. Like women say, you guys is out my league. No, man. Like some of these women, some of you women, y'all can't believe y'all not that kind of woman who can get the guys that y'all feel y'all supposed to get. Y'all can't believe it. Like y'all see like Beyonce and all these women, Rihanna, all these, superstar women. Those women, like women who can get like those attractive women, or even regular type women can get some dudes, high value men. I'm just saying, like, it's certain women, they got a certain kind of personality that certain guys with money gravitate towards. A lot of times it has something to do with upbringing, class, your family background, where you come from. A lot of that shit don't have to have anything to do with how you look per se. You got a lot of women who look good, but they don't have the class, they don't have the background. They didn't go to their family, didn't they don't have a family of doctors, lawyers, uh, prestigious and prestigious upbringing. I'm saying like a lot of black people don't have old money like that, but there's some black people who have like upper middle class money. Like their family have been having upper middle class funny money for decades, for generations, for a couple of generations, or 50 to 60 years. So they have a certain way, a woman with a suburban accent, or those kind of guys, like those high value men kind of dudes. These chicks be saying they want and demand. They go for women like that, like who come from a certain background. They vetted. They're like the women is kind of vetted, you know, sororities and all that stuff. These women is vetted, man. Like you can't just think you gonna get one of them high value men kind of guys, because a lot of them guys, them the type of dudes who went to school, man, got good grades, or who they got college education, man. Like some of them people in my family like that. They got a different way of speaking, different way of thinking. Some people may say they kind of uppity, but that's the kind of dudes y'all women think y'all gonna get. They'll be talking down on the guys, what y'all call them, blue collar workers and all that. Yeah, them guys can become high value men, but y'all act like y'all don't want them. Y'all want the guys, the CEO, the corporate kind of guy. But them guys y'all can't get with. Why? Because y'all would be able to get with them. A lot of them dudes, man, they link up with chicks from back in the day, man. It's like they got a circle, man. Dudes, they tell each other, man. Them guys was in them circles, them high value men circles. Word get around. They, I know this girl. I think you'll like her. Even if she a jump off type chick, she already been vetted by them kind of dudes, man. Like it's a circle. Like you ain't gonna just get in there because you look good. Yeah, you get smashed on, but wifed up. What kind of family you come from? Single mother household, single father household. Single father household might do you better. At least you have experience living with a man. But bunch of children, smoked out, weeded out. What's that say? What's that saying? In moderation, you can do all that stuff. You can smoke crack if you're not addicted to it. See, it's all about moderation. Let's say you smoke crack once a week. It ain't mess up your money making potential, none of that. It wouldn't even be a problem. See, the problem with crack is the addiction factor. That's the problem. See, it's all about moderation with everything. If you can withstand something, it don't rule your thoughts and control you. You can do it. It don't kill if it don't kill you and all that, make you sick. You can do it. But that's the thing. Some people is functional or doing recreational drugs and all that, drinking, it's still functional. But yeah, ladies, to you ladies, I don't take y'all seriously. I want a man who do this. I want a man who have that. You're gonna keep saying it. And 10 years later, you're gonna be in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It's like, man, it's like it's gonna be a sad story. Like if the camera can pan up close to your face, like it's gonna be that trumpet, that 1980s film trumpet playing to let you know things like this happen every day in life. So that's gonna be for y'all. Gonna be the same old chicks online talking about what y'all want. It's kind of sad, man. But not really. It's not really sad. It's just a lot of you women, y'all put yourself on a pedestal. Y'all understand how guys think. And it ain't that y'all don't look good. A lot of y'all do look good. But y'all don't have what it takes, man. Like some guys, and it's not that all guys. See, you can't convert all guys into a relationship kind of dudes. Some dudes is not. They don't want that. Or you're not that type who can kind of like convert them into that. Every man got his match. Or he get with a chick, but like, no, she's a chick I need, the woman I need. But you ain't gonna force no dude, no matter how you look. You're not gonna get them guys. You ain't gonna be able to. You'll be able to smash them dudes, but you ain't be able to keep them because you don't come from the background, the class to keep those kind of guys. A lot of them dudes in the corporate world, them kind of who could I give an example? Yeah, the lead attorney kind of guys on YouTube, them kind of dudes, them upper mobile. You know, some of y'all might say, I don't want a lead attorney, but those are the kind of guys y'all be trying to get with. Upper six-figure kind of dudes. Them, you know, you can find a lot of them guys on YouTube. Them upper six-figure guys. You know, those you just go to the channels dealing with like how to dress and fragrances and all that. Those are the kind of guys. You know, image consultants type dudes. You know, them suited and booted kind of guys. Those dudes, those kind of guys, I already know how them kind of guys operate. You know, them dudes vet the chicks they get with, and they have a circle. You know, they homeboys or they dudes they know put them up on certain chicks, man. It's just like in the entertainment world. That's why you ain't gonna just bring your ass on into that circle like that. You ain't gonna trick no guys into getting into being in that circle. You're gonna keep getting, the thugs, what a lot of guys be saying, thugs, and just regular old dudes who stunting in front. You know, dudes in the dope game, the pill game, dudes up to nefarious activities, making their money that way. You know, local rappers, some DJs, you don't get them kind of guys you think you deserve, like far as like dudes who went to school to get to earn their money. Like, you ain't gonna get them guys unless you're like that. And not only that, you got to come from a family like that. Telling you how they think, man, because that's how I got family, men in my family like that. You know, doctor, know 7 languages, engineer. His wife was okay, but she not like, some say model-esque, but her background is like, they like mesh, like they come from similar educated background. I'm not saying he came from a real prestigious background, upper middle class background. So it's like, you ladies out here, I'm middle class. No, middle class not just about the money aspect. It's the Like he went to church and all that, family of church members and stuff. See, that's a lot of them guys, like them guys you're gonna be dealing with, them 6-figure kind of guy. They gonna be religious, you know. Who else do I can say like who kind of can fit that? A younger guy, Rizza Islam. See, if y'all heard of him, look at the type of woman he got. Now she's a bad looking broad, right? A woman, I should say. The same word, but you know, some might think broad is a negative, but you look at the definition, broad means just a woman. But Rizza Islam, you know, he's a suited and booted kind of guy, upstanding dude. I would say he got 6 figures. You know, he got books and you know deals and stuff like that. Sell products. I would say in the 6-figure range, high value man. But you think you gotta look at this the kind of woman he's with. She gonna represent him. You don't hear no stories about his wife. Are you that? You want these guys with all this money? Yeah, you can get with them for a good time, but that's it. Kevin Samuel tried to tell y'all that, man. I knew this stuff before I even started listening to Kevin Samuel. That's why a lot of guys gravitate towards him. It ain't that he was putting dudes up on game. It was just guys saying, finally, we got a guy who can articulate our points the way we need to get it out there. And I wasn't even that extreme with it. I ain't gonna say it's extreme. I'm just saying, like, I would have been nice about it. You said calling chicks average at best, and she was, man. It's like, you know, people thought he was just putting her down, but she was. Like that chick wanted too much. A lot of you chicks, man, y'all don't understand. Like just because guys want to smash, you can't put that value and say that's what you're worth. You'll get a lot of guys who just want to smash. The real test is, are you getting a lot of guys proposing to you? Not a couple dudes, a couple sorry suckers, man, who you don't really like. I'm talking about quality dudes. Are you getting a lot of those? You know, are you meeting them high value guys? Are they asking you out? You know, it's like that's how you know those are real dime type chicks. You don't see them around. You don't see them around. You hardly see them around. Why? Because they was some dude who doing things for them, or they taking off the market. See, I see a lot of videos time and time again. A lot of you ladies out here talking about what y'all require. So y'all go to a restaurant. I'll be seeing videos, chicks. Well, I'm going to Ruth Chris, but you don't know how to use utensils, man. Like I learned all this stuff, man. Like I'm not even that kind of guy like that. The gentleman kind of distinguished gentleman type. But I remember how to use utensils, man, as a child. You don't stuff your jaws full of food, ladies. Like y'all don't understand. Like guys look at that stuff. Like the kind of guys y'all want, classy guys, guys who make up at 6 figures or 6 figures. They didn't get that kind of money being a uncouth mother effer, man. So you make that kind of money, it puts you in different circles around people where you gotta have manners and you gotta have a certain posture. You gotta speak a certain way. The only way you're gonna get dudes making 6 figures is gonna be uncouth. Is you're gonna deal with rappers, local hood dudes doing dirt in the street, nefarious things, or hell, not even that. Those kind of guys, you know, hardworking, blue collar kind of guys who got businesses, independent contract work. Might have got a couple of semi trucks under their belt. You know, businesses like that. They'll still be close to the street level. But you know, a lot of y'all say y'all don't like them guys, but those are guys that's in who you kind of more suited for. You know, because if you already a chick who had like a high educated background, it's not about you some chick that done came from the hood and now you done went to college and all that stuff. That's why a lot of you college educated chicks, man, y'all still be ratchet. It's not y'all don't have the upbringing. See, you got to come from an upbringing where education was highly valued. Uh, let's say you came from a impoverished situation. See, the one thing about church, yeah, y'all can say, yeah, y'all don't believe in all this stuff, but the energy, like church, it does kind of civilize you to a degree. Like it kind of give you, it teaches you things like how to act in public and in situations where you gotta show some class. Man, church does do that. So that's the thing with that. Like even if you didn't come from a background of money like that, if you was brought up in a church, your demeanor would be different. Like you would actually get along with guys who have a certain level of class. You would get along with them just by growing up in the church because it teaches you how to deal with like classy situations where you gotta be well mannered and greet people and stuff like that. Or you can't be ratchet out here. See, so that's what that is. You know, I ain't kind of went on about it, but I ain't put no videos out in a while, so ain't no more Kevin Samuels out here. So, and I just think it might help y'all. Not, y'all still won't get it. Cause the thing is, in life, some people get it, some people don't. Some people won't, and some will. That's just the way it is. Like you think about the sperm race, everybody who was born is a winner. What happened to the rest of those sperm? They're not. Sperm is not exactly identical. Those are different personality potentials. You know, different sperm. Different sperm will make different babies, different human beings. Yeah, they look similar under the microscope, but they still different. There's still variances to them. So everybody who was born is a winner. But look at all the sperm who had to die. You know, just a man want to get his rocks off. He wastes a lot of seed, a lot of sperm. That's how it is in life with people who are already alive. Some of y'all gonna get married, some of y'all won't. Some of y'all get married, divorce. You know, things happen. But usually the time to get married is like before 30. Usually that's when it happens. Like all my cousins, everybody I know that got married, even if it don't work out, they it tend to be like in their 20s. Like that's when it happens. You got women in their 30s still looking. It's not that they don't look good. It's just they y'all built up some kind of like that kind of demeanor, that kind of hard exterior. Like people get comfortable in their own skin the longer they live. So it's like people have ways about them. A lot of you women develop ways like individualism kind of ways where y'all can't really get along with a guy. You need a certain guy who will probably be like more nonchalant about stuff, but that's to each his own. I think I said enough on this matter. To be continued.